That was really hot. Crispy nuggets of pork slathered in a sweet and tangy sauce. This is sweet and sour pork, but not as you know it. This is my version of a Szechuan sweet and sour pork. Okay guys, let's chit chat about pork. So pork belly, not all pork bellies are created equal. Have a look when you're at your market, supermarket, butchers, at the piece that you're getting, and what you want to make sure is that you've got a nice, good couple of layers of meat, not too much fat. Make sure you've got a good kind of balance. So what we want to do with this guy here is get a bit artsy and crafty. Take yourself a ruler and a Stanley knife. I just find this a lot easier than having a knife, and a lot of knives at home are not very sharp. So Stanley knife really cuts through that skin, and the ruler just gives you a bit of a, guide. So just cut through. You just want to create that score mark a little bit into the fat. Now you want to put this into a baking dish and get a whole lot of salt on there. Salt and pork skin is a good match. Salt will help to draw out some of the moisture in the skin, which will help us crisp up a little bit later on. Now we want to create a situation here where the pork meat is actually kind of steaming as it cooks in the oven. So I want you to grab some water and pour that in just like halfway, 3/4 of the way up, as long as it's not coming up and over your pork skin. And just for a little extra boost of flavor, just pop in some star anise. And now let's seal that up really tightly. So the way I do that is just with some baking paper first. So that kind of keeps the pork skin from sticking to the foil, which is really annoying when that happens, and creates an extra layer to trap all the steam. Now we go in with the foil. And just seal that up really tightly. Now the first part of this cooking process is all about low and slow. So pop that into a very low heat oven for 3 hours. That's right, 3 hours. Patience will be rewarded. Okay, so our pork is sort of partway through its cooking process. Let's lift that foil off, baking paper. All right, so not quite Instagram ready just yet, but what we should have is some nice kind of, soft, jellied kind of pork. That's nice and tender. Pop that onto another tray. And what we want to do here is kind of like compress the pork a little bit so we get really nice, like beautiful squares of pork a little bit later on. So what you want to do is pop that baking paper back on top, put another tray on top, and you just want some weight on top. So some saucepans or cans. And that just goes into the fridge overnight. All right, so we are getting closer to our beautiful finished pork dish. Your patience will be rewarded. This has been in the fridge overnight. Let's take a look. Wow, look at that. It's like a perfect uniform little slab of pork. Love it. This is gonna make our little cubes look way more cute. But no, there is a reason that we like to do that kind of preparation, because then you get a really lovely compressed kind of, cube of pork, and then the crispiness on the top. So that's why. All right, now we're not finished yet. Let's get this pork out onto a chopping board. And then you want to cut this into nice little sort of mouthful chunks, if you like, mouthful cubes. Look at that. Look at that in there. You've got that beautiful skin at the top and that lovely meat through the middle. And just want little cubes here. Now pop them onto another baking tray. And the cool thing about this is that you could do all of this stuff like a day in advance of a dinner party that you're having, or having friends over, and then all you need to do on the day that you're serving is just pop these back in the oven and make your sauce. So really good, entertaining idea. Now you want to salt these guys up a little. And now I've turned my oven up really super hot because these guys just need a little bit of crisping up, that's all. So 30 minutes, really hot oven. So that gives us plenty of time to make our very interesting, like Szechuan sweet and sour, tangy kind of sauce. We want to start off with a little bit of oil. And you want to go in here with some ginger, some garlic. And now here's your kind of interesting Asian ingredient for this one, and it is called doubanjiang. It is a Szechuan fermented chili bean and broad bean paste. It has like an uber amount of umami flavors and salty flavors. Look, I would go and search this online, guys. I use it to make mapo tofu. It's also one of the main ingredients in that dish, so you will use it. And here it is, like all red and shiny and lovely. So that goes in. Now, if you really can't get a hold of that particular chili paste, what I sometimes do as a substitute is a mix, like half and half of miso paste and just a regular like chili paste, like a sambal olik or a Chinese chili garlic paste. And it'll kind of give you the same color and the same idea. So here's a little cheat for you. Now just give this time in here, the chili and the garlic and everything to get to know each other, make friends. Love that smell already. Okay, now add in some chicken stock. And also, I like to add a little splash of Shaoxing Chinese cooking wine here. It has like a really nice kind of floral aroma. If you wanted to keep your cooking alcohol free though, just add in a little bit of apple juice, kind of get that fruitiness, a little bit of sweetness. Another one you might need to go searching for at your Asian supermarket, and that is Chinese black vinegar or Chenqiang vinegar. So this one has, again, kind of like a little bit more of a fruity profile as well as the vinegar flavor and taste. If you can't get a hold of this one, just use half balsamic, half white vinegar. There's always a substitution. I hate for you guys to miss out on things just because you can't get a hold of things for your pantry. So give that a try. And then some soy sauce. And then because we want like a spicy, tangy and sweet flavor profile here, we want some sugar. And then you need to let this bubble away, minimum 10 minutes, maybe even 15. You'll see it'll start to like kind of thicken up and get all glossy when it's ready to go. I want all those flavors to intensify. So give it a little bit of time. Okay, sauce is starting to look really nice and lush. Look at that red color, oh, beautiful. I do want to thicken it up a little bit more, so I'm going to add some corn flour, that's cornstarch if you're in the US. Just mix with a little bit of water, put that in, and now everything magically turns really glossy and thick. Oh, look at that, amazing. Now let's get that pork out. Okay, we'll just take a little moment here to have a look at our lovely crispy little cubes of pork. Oh my goodness, so good. This kind of thing just makes me incredibly happy. Okay, let's get these guys out onto a plate. And now a lot of drizzling with our beautiful, lovely crimson sauce. Final little smattering of just some coriander and spring onion. And there you go, kind of like a sweet and sour pork vibe, but maybe better, totally better. Let's have a look. It's so big. Okay. Beautiful crunch, lovely tender pork, and that sauce is it's like such an interesting one. You've got a little bit of sweetness, but you mainly get kind of like tangy and like that chili, garlic, ginger flavor. Well, I may as well just go in for another one. I won't be able to talk though, so maybe I'll see you guys next time.